Hey, once again, hey, thank you for tuning in. This is Jony Cinco with you, and the Cinco was just as that, right? 5 minutes, 5 minutes of making sure that we get back on track. 5 minutes, you can take 5 seconds. Really, what it's trying to get down to is giving yourself the opportunity to realign yourself, right? Detach, get back to it, and get back on the grind. And sometimes we need 5 seconds, we need 5 minutes, we need maybe an hour. But right now, all I'm asking for is 5 minutes, 5 minutes of your time to make sure that we realign ourselves and get back at it. Um, you know, and that's what it's about. It's about not letting ourselves down, and there's times where we're gonna get down, we're gonna fall, but we got to get back up. And no one, right? No one's gonna be there sometimes to tell you, you got what it takes, and you got to be the one to kind of step up, and get after it. And that's the hard part, right? Is sometimes it's digging deep. I can tell you many a times in my life where I had to come back, right? Not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, five, or six, seven. Sometimes on a daily basis, I wake up in the morning and my hamstrings kind of tight, my back's kind of sore, my knees are kind of sore, from a run, from a workout yesterday, right? Sometimes I get off of work, and sometimes my 5 minutes have to happen while I'm on my way back from work, and I had a bad day at work, but I get back in my car, I take a breather and I give myself 5 seconds, 5 minutes to get back at it. And guess what? I realign myself and say, you know what, now I gotta switch gears, and now I gotta always continue to try to progress. And if it ain't progressing, like I said, just standing still, giving myself that breather to go ahead and keep on moving forward. So again, this is what it's about. It's about making sure that I'm with you, and what I want to kind of end up at say is that I believe in you. I believe you have what it takes to be the best version of you. The world deserves to see the best version of you, right? So take this time, take these 5 minutes, to reflect and get back to it. If you're down, guess what? I believe that you can get back up. If no one else believes in you, I believe in you. If and ask for help. If you do need help, ask for help. I'm sure you're gonna have friends out there that can give you help that you need, to get you back on track. And if not, message me on this YouTube channel. Message me on this platform, and that way I can say, you know what, I believe in you. You got what it takes. You got what it takes to be the best version of you. And again, your family, your friends, your coworkers, the lady bagging, your groceries at the grocery store, the cashier, everybody feeds off your energy. And if you don't notice that, it's true. So again, you might be that person, that person needs in order for them to get back up. We just don't know. We are a reflection of how we're feeling, right? So if you're feeling down, guess what? That energy you have, you're going to be pushing it out. But the energy that you have within yourself, is what you're carrying. So again, sometimes it's not about us, right? It's about the people around us. And sometimes it's about being strong, right? And then sometimes, shedding a tear. I have many friends that take those time to shed a tear, right? A good cry. But guess what? After that cry, the tears are wiped down and they get back at it, right? Because again, it takes about 5 seconds, 5 minutes, right? Probably a little bit more than that, right? But at the end of the day, it's about letting those emotions out. If you gotta go to a bathroom, let a scream out, and then get back to it. Get back to it. Because again, right? The world deserves the best version of you. You deserve to be the best version of yourself. And again, you know, I believe in you. I believe that you have what it takes. So again, take the time to 5 seconds, 5 minutes, take a breather, and go do that workout. Go and read. Go and do those goals that you have for today, right? And you start today. Today is when you start, and then tomorrow we start all over again. The same journey. Me and you and everybody that's on here, we gonna start the journey tomorrow again. So again, I ask that take those 5 seconds to go ahead, take those 5 minutes to go ahead and re-engage, right? Reset, and then refit, and then get after it. I believe in you. So this is Jony Cinco, here with you. So Until next time, peace. Hey, what's going on? This is Jony Cinco again with you, coming at you, again, one more time and another time and another time. But we always gonna give you 5 minutes, 5 minutes to get back at it, 5 minutes to rethink what is that you believe that you can do. And guess what? I believe you can do it. If no one else believes in you, guess what? Jony Cinco believes in you. And you can do it, right? So again, if it has to take 5 seconds to go ahead and reflect on what's going on, reflect on what's happening in your life right now. Take that breather, take the time, but guess what? Get back out there. Get back out there, get on the grind, and be what you can be. Because guess what? Your family, your friends, the world, but most of all, you deserve to be the best version of you. So again, don't give up. Most of the time, I always kind of look back on the videos and books and things that I read, and sometimes it's the person you least expect it, right? And in my case, you might be that person they least expect to outperform. You're the person that they least expect to be the best at what you do, right? Is it your work? Is it a workout? Is it whatever it is that you want to do? They least expect it, but when they finally see what it is that you bring to the table, then that's becomes something that they never expected. And the message that you bring, because again, everybody counted you out. Everybody was saying, you know what, you don't got what it takes, and let's go with the next guy. Let's go with the next guy. And you're there, you're training, you're getting ready. They're not seeing what you're doing in the gym. They're not seeing what you're doing in your garage. They're not seeing what you're doing in the miles when you're running outside, right? They're not seeing you with the rucksack on the back, right? They don't see none of that. What they just see is you, right? They just see the person, you see the outer shell of you. But guess what you have and what you bring to the table, it's monstrous, right? And when it has opportunity to show everybody, but most of all, it doesn't matter about everybody, but showing yourself. You getting ready, you being trained, right? You doing all the work. And then when it comes time to be called for, to show, to stand up for yourself, to be there for yourself, to be, I deserve to be here. And guess what? Once that happens, that impact that you're gonna have with others is gonna be so big, so large, that the moment that you speak, the moment that your actions happen, the moment that they see you perform in these stages, right? In this table, in this conference room, at work, throughout an email, whatever the case may be, once they see your true potential, and once you know that you are working to your true potential, guess what? Everybody's gonna see that. And you know what? At the end of the day, you can go back home, you go back to your house, you go back to your apartment, you go back to your studio apartment, you go back to your cubicle, you go back to wherever it is that you go and you work or you concentrate, you meditate, you come back to. Guess what? You did the best that you can do. And guess what? I believed in you. I believe in you now. I believe in you. I believed in you yesterday. I believe in you, tomorrow and the next week. But guess what? The world deserves the best version of you. And guess what? Sometimes it all starts in the morning. It all starts in the afternoon. It all starts whatever time it is. But guess what? It starts with 5 seconds, right? 5 seconds, just taking a breather, stepping back. Then guess what? Might even take 5 minutes. 5 minutes just getting back to it. Think about it, analyzing things, taking a breather, and thinking, this is probably not where I want to be right now, but guess what? I'm going to be there later, right? And it's a preparation. Again, no one's seen the build up. No one's seen how you're being built up, how you're building up. But guess what? Once it's your time, no one can stop you. And you're going to be unstoppable. You're going to be the best version of you. And guess what? When that time comes, when it's going to happen, and the impact you're going to have, the message you're going to carry, the message you're going to show yourself, right? And everybody after you, right? Because you just don't know who's behind you, right? So again, I ask that keep on grinding, keep on being the best version of you. And guess what? Eventually, they're going to notice. But ultimately, it's about you knowing that you put in the work, right? And you can live with yourself on the daily basis, that you put forth the effort. So until next time, this is Jony Cinco. Stay motivated. Keep on being the best version of you. I'm out. Peace. What's going on, fam? Hey, thank you for tuning in. This again, Jony Cinco out here. Ready to get back at it, get our mind right. Get our situation right. Get our the 5 seconds, the 5 minutes we need to get back to what we need to get back to. Once a couple of days ago, I was seeing the story of David, and this is a biblical story. My name, comes from Johnny, but my real name is Jonathan, and my father gave me that name because of the best friend of David. But David's been real impactful, the story of David, and usually that's how the life is, right? Sometimes it's not the strongest that looks like, yep, he's the best at what he does. Sometimes it's not the person that appears to be the smartest, right? That's going to be the person they choose, right? The right person for the job, the right person for what a person needs, right? And at the end of the day, right? Even when Samuel went to go look for the new king, right, which is going to end up being David. He didn't know, right? So he went and interviewed, and even the dad, right? The dad didn't want David, right? He showed Samuel all his kids, minus his son, and as he looked at all the kids, his kids, he's looking at a strong guy, a tall person, he's looking at all his different sons. He goes, no, there's one more, there's someone missing, right? And it was David, and David was out there in the fields, right? Taking care of the sheep. And once he was presented, right, to Samuel, that's when he realized that's the person, right? And then the story about the rock of David and Goliath. But I say this to say this, right, is sometimes it's not the person it's the person you least expect, right? The person that you least expect to be the best, right? And that's where God's message comes, right? Message comes because God has prepared you in your life for everything and anything that's been going through in your life. And guess what? In this moment in time, these 5 seconds, these 5 minutes, right, is to reset yourself, re-engage, refit. And if it is a prayer, if it is a self-talk, if it's calling a friend, right, calling a friend and be like, hey, if it's shedding a tear, whatever the case may be, guess what? Get back to it. Right, and show not only yourself that all these things that you lived in your life is what prepared you for this moment. And this moment is the moment where you lace up your shoes, right? Where you put on your boots, where you put on those CrossFit shoes, right? When you put on those weightlifting shoes, when you strap up your weightlifting belt, when you roll up your knee sleeve, right? When you put on that wrist wrap to make sure you're gonna do this, personal record. Guess what? This is the moment you've been training for, right? And sometimes, again, you might not be the biggest, right, or the baddest, or the biggest looking person, right? Male or female, right? You might not be the person they expect to win, right? Person to triumph, the person to show, the knowledge that you've gained from all the schooling, from all the, training that you did, from all the studying, right? You have a test coming up, and you studied, yourself all the way through, and guess what? Now it's time to show in that exam. Now it's time to show your knowledge you have. And guess what? Sometimes you think you only have one shot, but guess what? If this is your shot, guess what? Make it the best shot that you have, right? And if it is that heavy lift, if it is that front squat, if it is that that bench press, if it is that challenge that you have, guess what? Show yourself, right? Show that all that time that you have done. And if you haven't put in the time, guess what? Put the time in. Because when it comes to the opportunities, right, that you have to show who you are, guess what? Only you are the ones only you are the one, that's going to look yourself in the mirror and know if you put in the work. And that's why I say, sometimes take the 5 seconds, take the 5 minutes, take the break, take the breathing, and guess what? Get back at it. Get back on there. Because guess what? Because the world deserves the best version of you. You deserve to be the best version of you. And you know what? If no one else believes in you, again, Jony Cinco believes in you. And again, take those 5 minutes, take those 5 seconds, and guess what? Go get it. Get after it. And guess what? I believe in you again. So once again, thank you very much for tuning in. And until next time, Peace. Hey, what's going on, team? This is me, Jony Cinco, again, back at it with another podcast, another audio, another video. Guess what? Thank you for tuning in and subscribe to my channel. I've been doing a couple of videos already, uploaded them onto the YouTube and all the other areas I've been loading to. So what I ask is go ahead, subscribe, like, do all the things that you need to do to make sure that, guess what, we continue to go and still continue to stay motivated. And guess what? This is the word of the day, right? The word of the day is stay hungry, right? Or hungry, if you really want to say it, right? Really, what I'm trying to say is, I believe in you. So go ahead, take this 5 seconds, take these 5 minutes of listening to me, and then go out there into the world. Go out there into the world. If this is a morning, right? Drink your cup of coffee. Guess what? Press play on this, and then go out there and finish your cup of coffee, and then go out there and work out. Go out there and work out. Go out there and get up. Go out there and prep your meals to make sure that you're eating clean, right? Again, right? I believe in you. So, sometimes, we look at our heroes, we look at the people, we look at their championships, we look at, all the things they have triumphed in, right? But no one sees all the work they have done prior to getting there, right? And I'm here to tell you, right? No one makes it, without putting one step forward, right? No one makes it without putting that first step on the treadmill. No one makes it to gripping the hand, the rails to make sure that you're doing a row. No one is, no one started, writing, right, without putting a pen to the paper, or, typing in some of the words onto a computer, right, on a Word document. No one starts until they start, right? So what I'm telling you, what I'm asking you to do is go ahead and start your journey, okay? Start your journey, because guess what? The world deserves to be and listens. The world deserves to see the best version of you. And guess what? I deserve to see the best version of you. And guess what? Most of all, you deserve to be the best version of you. And guess what? I'm here to tell you, I believe in you. I believe in the fact that you can achieve what it is that you want to achieve, right? And it isn't, sometimes we're thinking about the things that we need, right? Guess what? Sometimes it's going out there and doing the things that sometimes make us uncomfortable, right? And we grow from being uncomfortable. We grow from not knowing what the what ifs and the hows, and we doubt ourselves before we even start, right? We start drowning ourselves before we even start. I'm here to tell you, the first step is the first step, right? Is to go ahead and let's get it, right? If it's about getting back to running, guess what? We ain't gonna start probably running, right? We might start running, but maybe just a quarter mile or less than that. But then we start off with walking, right? That first step, right? Our goal is to get to those 5,000 meters a day, right? Kind of like a Matt Frazier. Guess what? Maybe you ain't there yet. Your condition ain't there. Guess what? We're going to do 100. Then we're going to probably add, 200, right? Whatever the case may be, right? We're on an assault bike and, we get tired after 5 calories, right? Guess what? Go out there. Maybe you need to just do 3 calories, right? And then take a breather and do another ones and another ones. But the thing is that you're going to, little by little, grow in your conditioning, right? Same thing with weightlifting. Same thing with, again, writing. Same thing with getting better at whatever it is, that technique that you want to build. Because guess what? It all starts with that first step, right? The first step. And guess what? That first step sometimes is hard. Sometimes it's like that first step might be one of the biggest steps you take, right? And then once you cross that line, right? Once your foot goes above that, and now you're on the other side, right? And now you're on the other side, right? Now you're on the other side of that field, and guess what? You realize, man, it wasn't as hard as I thought. So sometimes the weight of what our goals and our potential is wasted more on what the what ifs and the how to and maybes and what and whatever the case may be. Guess what? Throw that out. Sometimes the first step is the heaviest, but guess what? You got what it takes, and I believe in you. So go out there today, take that step forward on whatever goal that you have set for yourself. Back in January. It doesn't matter, back in February or March, whatever the case may be. But guess what? Go out there and do it. If no one else believes you, Jony Cinco believes in you, and guess what? I'll always believe in you. And let's go get it. This is Jony Cinco. Peace. Yo, what's going on, team? This is Jony Cinco again, ready to get back at it with you, let you guys know that, hey, we're here. We're here because we stay motivated, we stay, ready to go. Because the fact that is, we're here to make sure, I'm here to make sure, us as a Jony Cinco team want to make sure that you are the best version that you can be, and thanks to yourself, right? And it's all what you believe in, and that's what it's about. So take the time again, 5 seconds, 5 minutes, to go ahead and regroup and adjust your mind, and and adjust your heart, right? Let's talk about the heart, right? And sometimes, we talk about the mind, but we don't talk about the heart. And guess what? Sometimes you need to get, it reminds me, when I was in training, guess what? They used to say dig deep. And I never understood, well, what's dig deep? What's dig deep? And guess what? It's about the heart, right? Sometimes, the mind plays this trick on us and thinking of things to be bigger than what they are, right? And we drown ourselves in those thoughts. But guess what? Sometimes your heart will make you do things that you have never expected it to do. And sometimes, I talk about training, I talk about getting up, but sometimes your heart will take you to another level that no one, not even can explain, right? And it could be even into that moment of that spirituality type thing, where, damn, you have a gift, a gift from God. And guess what? That gift from God, right, is a gift that He has given to you, right, from the Most High. And guess what? Now He wants you to go out there. He wants you to go out there and show the word, that He has given you that gift. He has given you that strength. He has given you the opportunity to show that His word, that His power is greater than all, right? So again, if you have the opportunity to, and you have this gift, right? If it is, talking to people, uplifting people, bringing people to closer to Him, bringing them to His church, right? Bringing them to closer to Him, to His message. Guess what? That is the gift you have. If you're the gift of example, right, where people are watching you, for some reason you have this gift of people are always observing what you're doing, right, either good or bad. Guess what? That is a gift, right? Because you have some type of presence, right? And God has gifted you with a presence, that that people can observe and follow. So again, right, and there's others, right? So everybody, and God has given every one of us a gift, right? And sometimes, we see it, but we tend not to want to let this gift show forth, right? Because we have fear, right? And fear, what, with the fear of what they would say or what they would do, or what, the fear is not letting people see, right? Not letting God's word come out of you, right? Let God's example come from you. That should be the greatest fear ever, right? Because again, at the end of the day, we have 24 hours, right? But we have one life, right? And then at the end of the day, right, what is it that God has for you, and what He has planned for you, and what is it that you are trying to do in your life, right? And sometimes, right, it's the gift that God has gave us. So what I ask of you, if you know what that gift that you have, either it's, speech, if it's speaking, if it's writing, if it's, working out, and you give it all to God, guess what? God will always give you blessings, right? Give you blessings. So again, if you take those 5 seconds to pray, 5 minutes to pray, 5 minutes to reflect on the things that are going on in your life, and understand that, what, God's always there. Something I was always told as a young kid was that, what, sometimes we feel by ourselves, we feel lonely, but guess what? Sometimes that loneliness by yourself is the moments of time where you can connect to God. And the way that they put it to me is that being alone is being alone with God, meaning like you have the chance now to speak to Him, to talk to Him, to meditate with Him, spend time with God. And guess what? Sometimes those words, those motivations, those things that come from the heart, I was saying earlier, right, that come from something that's unexplained, right, the way they talk about digging deep, or the case may be, those are the type of things that I'm talking about, right, those things that you can't explain, but guess what, you have the energy where a normal person should be tired, or should be, giving up right now, but guess what, you dug deep, right? You took them 5 seconds, took those 5 minutes, and guess what? You prayed, you meditated, and you connected back to your heart, to God, right? And then now you're moving forward. So again, this is Jony Cinco, just letting you know that I believe in you, God believes in you, and guess what? You believe in yourself, all right? And guess what? The world and everybody around you deserves to see those gifts that God has given you. So once again, thank you for tuning in. This is Jony Cinco out. Hey, once again, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing love and support for the run. It just takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes to get on the grind. 5 minutes to get back at it. 5 minutes. That's all. It could be 5 seconds, 5 minutes. But at the end of the day, is get yourself back up, right? Don't let none of this bring you down. And no matter what it takes, the first thing is just to start. To go ahead and just start your journey, start your goals, start your weight loss journey, start your writing journey, start your podcast journey, just start anything, but don't quit, all right? The other day I saw a video, I don't remember exactly where it was at, it might have been a reel or something, but at the end of the day, what it was trying to say is that, everybody's watching you, right? And everybody's looking at you. And they know that you have it. They know that you're a stud. They know that you're the best at what you do, right? But you don't know that, and they can see that your potential. They can see the best in you, and you don't see it. But then again, you have to kind of understand that no matter what that is, no matter if you doubt yourself, just keep on going. Don't quit, because there's many times where these same people, right? You might look up to them, might not look up to them, co-workers, family, friends, best friends, sometimes even your enemies, they know your potential, and they see like, man, that person has what it takes, and as long as they don't quit, and once you quit, right, once you ring the bell, once you cross that path and say, I can't take it any longer, right, or I want to quit, we all kind of reflect back on that, right? All these people reflect back on it and be like, how did they quit, right? It was so close, right? It was so close for them to be the champion. First, so close to them to complete their goals, and they decided to quit before they were there. So again, it could be small goals, big goals, whatever it is that you want to do. Just keep on moving forward. Like, I believe in you, all right? If no one else believes in you, I believe in you, and you can do it, and you have what it takes. So if you have to, get up early, and tie up those shoelaces, and get to work, if it's, earning more money, is it, spending more time with family, with friends, just keep on going. I believe in you, and thank you for watching. Peace. Let's get it. It was a hot run. Didn't really enjoy that run, but hey, it's time to get a shake. And what better place to go than one of my best friends in the world, person I cherish the most, that's always been motivating me, always keeping me in their mind, always just having me in their heart. I consider them probably an angel sent from above. And they've been helping me, getting back on the grind, telling me about this tropical smoothie. Let's get it. We're on our way. What? Let's go get it. And I might give me one of those wraps. I forgot what the wraps names were. But we might go get us one of those wraps. You know what I'm talking about? So then again, let's get it. Let's get this. It's about 86 degrees out there. Just finished a run. Again, let's get back to it. Those 5 minutes, right? 5 minutes, all you need. 5 minutes to get back at it, get on the grind, focus. There's man right here in the stroller pushing his kids. Like, that's what it's about, just get out there and get it. And nutrition, right? Go ahead and eat right. If your journey is to lose weight, if your journey is to read, write, read more books. It all starts with just, picking it up, the book, right? Picking up the pen, picking up the paper, if you like typing it, right? Picking up your laptop, opening it up, and if it's about that you don't have one, invest, ask for somebody, man. Sometimes, we think we don't have, and God provides, all hail to God and everything that he does for us and everything that he's given us. And I thank God that he gave me the opportunity to live today, to grind today, to hurt today. Earlier today, went to the gym, worked out
went for a run, had a little hamstring pull, a little tight hamstring, stopped a little bit, walked for a little bit, let it loosen up a little bit, and then, something in my mind clicked and be like, let's finish off strong. And that's what we did. We finished off strong. So again, it's about not quitting, not giving up. And at the end, if my hamstring didn't, loosen up, guess what I was going to do? I was going to walk. I was going to walk it all the way to the end. But, because again, the travel that is a perfect analogy, right? Just because I'm a mile and a half, 2 miles in, right? I gotta, however far distance I gotta go, I gotta get back, right? I gotta get back to my car. I gotta get back to, what centers me. And, sometimes in life we can go, veer off a little bit from the path, the path of God, the path of righteousness and God. We are already a mile, 2 miles deep. Guess what? It's all right to turn around. It's all right to turn around and get back to where we started, and start the journey all over again, right? And that's what gives us opportunity every day. Every day we wake up, and that's the opportunity to get up and start again. Thanking God for another day, thanking God for giving us the strength, and blessing us with good people around us. Having a job or go and grind for a job, and hopefully, we find our calling daily, right? To pass the message, and be what we can be. So again, go out there, grind, get it. I believe in you. If no one else says that, I believe in you, and I believe you're able to do many amazing things. So don't sell yourself short. I believe in you. So until next time, I'll see you later. Peace. Crazy to feel. Hamstring was getting tight. Stopped a little bit, walked, and we finished off strong. So not the best, but we got it. Yeah, let's get it.